Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning meditation. How did your first week of working on releasing the year go? I'm looking forward to just kind of touching in with you about that. And our first step this time around is disappointments and difficulties. And I don't know about you, but I had plenty to journal about this week. One of them, uh, um, an addition later in the week, which was that I broke my foot last week. So that has been added to on my disappointments and difficulties. And as the weekend went on, I had a few more things to write down about that too. So anyway, all is well. And just going through the year and letting all of those disappointments and difficulties go. We talked last week about how working on releasing our disappointments and difficulties from the year helps clear the way for us to have a whole new experience of the new year. And the step that we're working on today, and we're stirring the pot with again this week, is the hopes and dreams. What are your hopes and dreams from this year? Go back and look at each month, January, February. What did you want to accomplish this year that may you may have accomplished, which then goes on our gratitude step later, or what hope and dream did not come true, was not achieved this year. Um, and that can go, this is kind of where the overlap comes in too, with gratitude when they're complete and disappointment and difficulty when our hopes and dreams don't get fulfilled. And when I say fulfilled, meaning things don't come true in life, or that somehow we didn't put that focus or attention into our hope and dream as much as now we say we shoulda, coulda, woulda, now that we're at the end of the year looking back. And it doesn't mean that that's true. It's just that's how our brains work sometimes. We are hard on ourselves, and we want to let all of that go in this process, because what happens is this step is the opportunity to look at, what are my hopes and dreams? What are your hopes and dreams for the new year, for 2025 in this case? What are your hopes and dreams for the new year, and how are you going to back yourself up on those hopes and dreams? Um, some of our hopes and dreams from this year are no longer valid. Either the opportunity has passed, or we found out that it just wasn't that important to us to accomplish that. It didn't seem as the year went on that the effort was as valuable as we thought it would be, or the result wasn't as valuable as we thought it would be. So we're letting go of those also. Um, I don't know if you had a chance to listen to Jane Hart's video on this step. I sent it out with the email, but it's also on the Center for Enlightenment website, centerforenlightenment.com. And you can check that out. It is a powerful, powerful video about, it's so motivating, so inspiring, about getting done what we want to get done and accomplishing in our life what we want to accomplish. And really looking at our hopes and dreams and finding out, is this really a hope and dream that is going to boost me in an everlasting way, or is it going to, kind of come and go? Like, oh, that's great. I went to see, I don't know, this concert or that concert, or I got that new car or new job or new friend or whatever. And well, new friends stick around. That's a little different story. And we do need transportation. So, but sometimes we put value into things or experiences even in the world that once they come and go, they're not really that big of a deal. And if we're really honest with ourselves about it, that's what it is. There's a lot in the Buddhist tradition about chasing desires and releasing desires. And it's not because desires are bad or wrong, because we need um, our the energy of desire to help us to take care of ourselves, to do what we need to do. It took a lot of desire for me to make coffee in the morning with a broken foot, because that's a lot of work with a broken foot versus before it was broken. Um, so we're looking at what is it that we want to bring to the table for the new year. That's really what this is about. Letting go of those old desires that are no longer part of who we are. We are a different person now than we were at the beginning of the year. So we want to let go of old desires from that January person, that January self, and to really look at who we are right here, right now, so that we know what desires we're taking into the new year. And we want to make sure they're worthy of our time and our energy and our effort, because as we know, we have a limited amount of time, energy, and effort every day. And so as we kind of come to terms with that, so to speak, instead of just going, oh, I want this and I want that and I want to accomplish this and I want to accomplish that, when we slow down and really say, okay, what is really important? Then we can take all that energy that gets scattered into many other desires. We take all that energy and we put them into the desires that really matter to us, that are very important to us. And we say, okay, I don't know how I'm going to accomplish these desires, but this is my year to do it. And I'm going to focus on it. I'm going to write them down. I'm going to bring myself back to them over and over and over again. And we'll talk more about this in January during our Monday morning meditations, looking at our commitment for the new year and just putting all of our energy and focus on the ones that are truly matter to us. But first we got to find out what they are. And that's what this step is about. Letting go of old desires and embracing the new desires. And I'm just going to pull up our questions for this step to journal on. And I sent these out in the email as well. So what were your hopes and dreams for this year? How did you hope the year would end? So when you looked at yourself in January, how did you want to see yourself in December? And what remains unfulfilled? Those unfulfilled hopes and dreams are the ones that we're carrying with us. So we want to make sure, just like our disappointments and difficulties, we want to make sure that whatever we are carrying forward, whatever desire, whatever hope, whatever dream we are carrying with us into the new year is something we want in our internal space, is something that we want to put energy and effort into. That's what the step is about. So let's stir the pot a little bit with our hopes and dreams, and we're just gonna help bring them up so that we can examine them this week and write them down so that we can let go of those that no longer serve us and open to putting new energy into the ones that do. So I invite you to take a deep breath. Or two. Help your body to relax into the chair you're sitting in. And just take a few medium breaths, not the full deep breaths, but breaths that may be a little bit more full than when you're not thinking about your breath at all. Feel that belly pulling the air in And relaxing as you exhale. Feel your whole body relax. I invite you to picture in your arms a bowl or a basket, some container that you can hold in your arms. See that right now. Mine is a woven basket with ivy and flowers woven through. But picture your own that means something to you, that belongs to you. And in this basket is the year 2024. With all of its wonderful experiences, all of its difficulties, disappointments, all of those hopes and dreams. We're just going to let those hopes and dreams come to the surface. And even if you can't think of anything in particular right now, just invite them to come to the surface for your week ahead. Are there people you wanted to connect with more this year and weren't able to? Were there projects around the house that didn't get accomplished? Were there internal goals to meditate more or work through a limitation of some sort? We're just going to let that come to the surface. some of those hopes and dreams are now a disappointment or became a difficulty. Maybe those goals or dreams didn't happen as fast as you'd like them to, and so they're going to be carried into the new year. It's okay. We're just acknowledging them without judgment, just with discernment, a judgment-free evaluation of their value and our emotions around them. I'm just going to let them all come up. Just holding those hopes and dreams arising in our basket with love and gratitude for what we learn, what we continue to learn. And through this process, we get to truly understand that we are not our unfulfilled hopes or missed opportunities. We get to create and accomplish or not accomplish and release and let go. And our true self is what remains, not the accomplishment or lack thereof. There's just our true self. And honestly, that true self doesn't really care what we accomplish or not. It cares that we grow, that we wake up, that we put our energy into what really matters to our hearts. And just hold these in our arms, in our container. With love, compassion, gratitude, and a surrender or willingness to let go of whatever wasn't accomplished this year. What's coming to the surface for you are those hopes and dreams that did get accomplished. And we're wanting to bring those to the surface as well with gratitude and joy. Sometimes we can accomplish our goals and we're already on to the next goal and we forget to take time to really appreciate what we've done. We embrace ourselves. Give ourselves that encouragement and congratulations. That feeling of, yes, I can. I did, and I can. I invite you to take this container with your year and just bring it close to your heart. And just say some words of gratitude to yourself, to this year, for all these experiences, even the disappointments and difficulties that you've been working on have served to create a new you today. And just hold this year with love and gratitude and relief. We commit to our journaling time this week to write these down, to really get them out, to let them go. We just hold them in our hearts. Hold this year in our hearts. And give permission for all those memories and experiences and hopes and dreams that we had at the beginning of the year to surface this week so we can write them down, continue to release our year, and make way for a whole new year with new experiences and new hopes and dreams, new accomplishments, new challenges, and new strength to move through it all. So if you have time right now, I invite you to continue sitting with your year or take some time to write down your hopes and dreams. Maybe some of them will add to your disappointments and difficulties step from last week. And that's okay. That's part of the process. Maybe you'll be working on your hopes and dreams this week and realize how much you accomplished this year. And those go on your gratitude step. If you need to go about your day, I invite you to take a deep breath or two and come back to your journaling later. Making a commitment, just take up your pen and paper for just a few minutes every day this week to work on this process. There's a link with all the journaling questions in the email I sent or the YouTube video description for this meditation and last week's. You can jump to the gratitude list and write down all those hopes and dreams that came true, that you accomplished this year, that happened of their own accord. Just keep working this process. Thank you for being here with me and walking through this like we do each year. It's a wonderful process and it's wonderful to share with others in it as well. So thank you for taking the time each week to do this. I hope, my hope and dream for you this week is that you have lots of your hopes and dreams that surface. You can write them down and let them go and evaluate them with compassion and discernment so that you can move into your new year with a new perspective and new goals for yourself. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.